And we are back. Hope you enjoyed them duct tapes and that other duct tape, and also, hopefully you managed to catch the final game of that semifinal series over at Steadfast channel, mate. I'm honestly surprised that it went 3-0 based on what I was able to catch in that final game. It looked very, very close. But yeah, here we are now in the grand finals. It is going to be a PvZ against two players who went 3-0 in their respective semifinals matches.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of this is kind of what we predicted coming into the semifinals. We were looking at the bracket and being like, Solar's probably got this, and in the end he did. Like, as much as we love Bjorn, he is still, you know, kind of lacking in that matchup, especially against Solar. So now here we go, and this is going to be a tough one. We saw Zest dominate Solar last week. 3-0. It wasn't even close. But this is not Zest.
It really is not. I honestly feel like this is going to be... you know what, I'll get to it after we finish up the intros. Here we are now on Pride of Altares LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have a blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea, representing KZ Gaming, KZG. I'm honestly very surprised this is the map that was kicking things off on. He is, of course, the brightest of the pro gamers. He is Sola.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altares LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. Usually Zest is here, but in his place is his teammate. Also representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, it is herO.
And I was gonna say, I feel like the player to watch in this matchup is gonna be Solar, because it's very much gonna depend on which kind of Solar shows up here, right? Is it going to be the Solar who says, you know what, I really just want to end this as quickly as possible, I don't even care, I'm just going to throw early pushes at my Protoss opponent and hope that it works? Or if, you know, considering he is up against herO, who isn't necessarily known for his late game play, if you know, he's more willing to take it a little bit more slow and play out more of an extended mid game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I 100% agree, as both players are going for their goal bases. What's important is that Solar, he is not being as greedy as I would have liked. This is his third, not his natural, so a lot more of a conservative goal base from him, but not from herO.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, when you said he's not being as greedy as I like, I thought you meant that he's taking his own gold base and not herO's gold base in addition to his own gold base.
That's the thing. Like, I like, there's so many things going through my mind right now. Like, obviously we were talking about it, Zest just swept the floor with Solar last week. Like, it wasn't even close. And Zest and herO are teammates. They're relatively close. They do talk about the game. Would Zest, and Zest was actually in game, like, before we started.
For a long time.
Yeah. So I have to wonder if they were maybe in voice with each other and talking, or if they weren't. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so valuable to have a teammate like Zest to kind of, like, oversee your play and maybe even coach you. If that's the case, then I have to favor herO here. If that's not the case, then playstyle wise, I kind of like Solar, because as you were saying, Zest is much more dominant in the late game, herO isn't. So even if this does go to the late game, I think Solar will have a better chance.
And I highly doubt that it will go to the late game
True.
In the first place here. Not only because Solar will, you know, try to end the game quickly, but also because herO, he likes his Phoenixes, he likes his Stalkers, not necessarily his carriers or his motherships.
Yeah. I mean, the verdict is still out on that. Like, we still haven't seen enough of herO trying to go, like, late game Skytoss and succeed with it. We haven't seen enough of it yet. But it's still early on, relatively early on, since he has returned from the military. It's been less than a year. Bear that in mind. So we'll see.
2020.
Yeah.
Wait, how does the map?
Oh,
yes,
God.
yeah. So let's, yep.
Shaking my head, Yaku, shaking my head. So we'll see how he does. He does open up with a Void Ray, quickly checking the vision. So Solar does confirm that the goal base has been taken. They both confirm each other's goal base. Haven't done anything about it yet. An Oracle is about to pop out and ooh, Skytos.
Okay. Little bit of an open position to have your production in, but
yeah,
it also means that he's going to be able to get his starport units out. Did I say starport? Stargate units out as on that gold base as quickly as possible. Again, this is the most important base right now for herO.
Yeah, I wonder how this is gonna go, because I've seen Protoss players take advantage of this gold and go into like charge all-ins or more ground 2-base all-ins, right? But to macro up into Skytos, into Void Rays, it's gonna be difficult because this base is so far forward, so creep is gonna have an easy time getting there. If Solar goes for like a Queen Roach Ravager push, like it's gonna hit hard, and this is so isolated compared to the other bases. It's going to be that much harder to hold on to it. We'll see if herO can. I'll be impressed if he can.
Yeah, I definitely would as well. Of course, there is always a possibility that Solar decides, you know what? What if I just go straight into your natural base? That's an unfortunate stasis ward. Didn't have to have that many drones in it.
Yeah, 5 drones. Not bad here from herO. He does also have an eye on the roaches that are on the way. Yep, here comes the push from Solar. And what does herO have to defend? Oh god, has to be careful. Void Ray already taking a little bit of damage. We're going to have 3 Void Rays, soon to be 4. Cannons only just now begin. A little bit worrisome, but herO, he has to buy some time for all that stack defense to finish up.
And he's buying it. Not too many queens here right now for Solar. Some of them were a little bit distracted, a little bit body blocked back, and boom! Ground units are starting to get surrounded for herO, but the Void Ray is still very much in play.
Yeah, they are. Meanwhile, the Biles actually did connect with the Void Ray. There is a nice shield battery towards the back, so it does supply the rest of the army with that overcharge. But there's so much Zerg. The Biles are connecting. Oh, the stasis actually finishes. Oh my god.
That's actually pretty huge. 2 queens with quite a bit of energy on them and quite a lot of, not that much DPS, but still, it adds up at this point. It's completely out of commission, but the pylons start to fall. That's the last of the Void Rays that's going to be produced. Once they get thinned out, there's really nothing for Solar to worry about.
Exactly. The boys are pulled. 21 workers go down. And as you said, the fact that both of these Stargates were made at the 3rd base, or at the goal base, is huge. Now there's no more production. There's no more Void Rays. Only a single Immortal is coming out, and it's not going to finish. Like, there's... Again, I didn't believe that Protoss could hold the gold in it. Mate, you can't. Oh my god.
I almost believed.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe, but GG, Solar takes game number 1. Proving that you can take the zest out of it. No, that doesn't make any sense. The point I'm trying to make here is that Solar, he still wants to end the game as quickly as possible against any Protoss player. It doesn't matter if it's Zest or herO or Haas or Nice or Trap or Parting, anyone.
Yeah, like, again, I've seen Protoss players take the gold as their natural and succeed against Zerg, but not go double Stargate from there. Like, it just feels really greedy, and it feels really difficult to defend. Like, just specifically when your production is there at that 3rd, because if your 3rd falls, then you're just out of the game. Like, there's just no way.
Pretty much. Once again, it's kind of why we do see a lot more Disruptors come out.
Yeah. Like,
because, well, you know, you still have your production vulnerable in that position, but at least with Disruptors, you get a little bit of AoE.
Yeah, something, right? Something. Ooh, but just like that, Solar takes a lead in this series.
Yes, like so. But we are not out of it yet. This is a best of 5. We will get at least 3 games, but hopefully we get all 5. And we're going to continue that on Hotwire LE. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have a blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea, he of course is going to be representing KZ Gaming. KZG is the hottest of the pro gamers. No, wait, I think I'll have a lot of people disagree with me on that one, but he is Sola.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have our South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG, it is herO.
Already off to a good start here. There are no gold bases.
There are no goal bases. There's no third base that's tempting to take that, like, just screws you up over time. Oh, God. What I was about to say is that I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that build from Protoss, but with, like, a Tempest opener instead or something, right? Like,
yeah, actually, now you mention it.
Like, we've seen builds like that where the third is under threat, say for this third, for example, and the Protoss, they just give it up. As in, they just, like, shell away with Void Rays and Cannon, Shield Batteries, and Tempest, and they expect to lose the third base in the end, but that doesn't matter because, like, they whittle down the army over time, and then they just, like, survive on 2 bases, and then they go for a counterattack with their Void Rays and Tempest. But, like, when you have your production there, like, it's just so much more difficult, right?
Yeah, that definitely screws up a whole lot. Tempest especially, we've seen quite a number of times actually on Pride of Altaris, where when a Protoss player notices that the Zerg player takes a gold base, there is a really nice position of dead air to take advantage of Tempest on.
Yeah.
It really would require the Zerg player to invest in the Corruptors to be able to deal with that, but I suppose it also takes time to get Tempest out.
Yeah, it does.
That's the one resource that Solar's unwilling to really give up.
Yeah. And also, you know, like, an easier way to do it is just go Twilight Council instead. Like,
yeah, if you want to be, you know, less extravagant.
You're like, if you want to win.
Yeah, you know.
Who wants to do that? Oh, God.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, the map pool is still relatively new. Maybe we'll see players come out with a way to make Double Stargate work on Pride of Altaris. But alas, it is not going to be today that happens. Instead, we're getting into Game 2, and so far, nothing really of note has happened. Just Stargate opener, once again.
Oh, but maybe a second Oracle! I said maybe a second Oracle, as instead herO opts for a Twilight Council and a Robo. Okay. I get you.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have seen a second Oracle.
I thought you were gonna say, would have been nice to have seen this in Game 1. But
not wrong. You're not wrong.
First Oracle.
Would have, but
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know, it's wreaking a little bit of havoc. You know, picking up a couple of workers here and there, keeping Solar in check, and scouting, confirming the drone count, confirming the third, or you know, the third was going to be taken. But now it is the onus is on Solar because we have a very fast charge.
You'll love to see it. How aggressive do you think herO's going to be with this charge? It's got to be very aggressive, right?
Oh, I mean, I feel like this third is just for show. Like, there's no gases here at the natural. In the main base, you can see very minimal gases being mined as well. Like, herO doesn't intend this game to go on longer. Like, he's throwing down a lot of gateways. This is going to hit hard. And unfortunately, Solar hasn't scouted the main. Despite the fact that there's no Void Ray to stop an Overlord scout, the Overlord hasn't gone in. It's just chilling out here.
Yeah, I feel like Solar's anticipating something that really isn't there. He saw the Oracle, he knows that it's a Stargate opening, he is just sort of blindly assuming that there's going to be a Void Ray out, but we definitely know different. Does see the warp system now, though.
True, and sees a massive warping of Zealots. Also confirms that there are no probes at the third base, so this one Ling actually saw a lot. I say one, I think there were 2 Lings there. But yeah, that was a great scout for Solar. Now we have Roaches on the way, Queens are getting ready as well. We shouldn't see any more drones in production, and Solar is, he should have all the information he needs now.
He has all the information, but does he have all the tools?
That's the question.
Well, now sending down the Roaches, and you do get a pretty decent concave, but I'm liking the surround of the Zealots a lot better.
Yeah, the Zealots do deal with a lot of those Queens. Meanwhile, the Adepts actually shade into the natural base, but yo, we already have reinforcements here ready and waiting. The Adepts will not deal enough economic damage. Not yet. We do have another wave of Zealots warping in, but again, we have plenty of Roaches already.
Yeah, look at how tough these Roaches are.
Yeah.
As much as I want to favor Zealots against Roaches, it's just not the case a lot of the time.
Oh my god, and this may be over. 9 drones went down, to be fair, but the third base of herO was denied by a Ling counterattack, and that is huge. And now herO, he's down in workers, he's down in bases, he's down in tech because he didn't take his gases earlier. He doesn't really have a plan B.
I mean, you said it yourself. I think the plan B was to try to catch back up on 3 bases, right?
Sure.
Use Chrono Boost and pumping out as many probes as possible. But yeah, that's why it was so important for Solar to be able to deny that, because now he's denied herO of his safety net, essentially.
Yeah.
Still swinging in the air, but and if he falls, he's just gonna hit the pavement.
Exactly, like that net was meant to save him, and that's not gonna happen, not anymore. Like, that's why these Adepts have to deal a lot of economic damage, not just that, but also keep the Zerg player at home. Behind this, herO is working on an Immortal count, which is great, but he's just so far behind. Like, I don't know if it's just not gonna be enough. Maybe it will, we'll see.
That we shall. There's still to be determined.
Yeah, Immortals are on the way. herO may be moving out a little bit prematurely. To be fair, he is looking to meet up with the War Prism. We're going to have a lot of sentries. Like, essentially, herO is going to go for a follow-up all-in. Can it work? Maybe. He's going to rely a lot on force fields.
Yeah, honestly, not too many Ravagers out here right now for Solar.
True.
Have to be a lot more careful when it comes to the force fields. We'll confirm that herO is trying to retake that third.
Oh my god.
The first priority. The first priority of Soul is trying to deny that again.
I don't know if you noticed, but these Zealots went on a trip. They chased these Lings all around the map, all the way back home. So herO, I'm sure, wanted to try and hit a timing. Now it's come and gone. He's trying to expand behind this. I imagine he's still going to want to push. I don't know, man. I feel like it's too late. Uh-oh.
I think I'm with you there, but he's got to do something at this point.
Yeah, he really does, but there's just not enough army. The War Prism comes back. I was talking all about the force fields. There were no sentries. Like, I assumed that he was going to warp them in. GG gets called, and Solar takes a quick 2-0.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Where was the Solar last week, Solar? And you were playing against Zest.
I mean, it's more about the Protoss than the Zerg. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, game one is fair enough. You know, game one was herO trying to do something quirky on Pride of Altaris. Whatever, it's fine. Game 2 was rough because he went for the all-in, and it looked like for the most part he executed it as well as he could have. Obviously, it did get scouted, which is less than ideal. But, like, he didn't give Solar that much time to scout him. Like, you know. I still expected something a little bit more from that. That was rough. That was a rough game.
Meant to be.
Yeah. Oof.
But here we are now, continuing our series on Kaliningrad LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have a blue Protoss Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing KZ Gaming. KZG! On match point, he only needs un o mas to win another championship. He is, of course, Solar.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the red Protoss player. Mate, we know that his worst matchup is PvZ, but hopefully he can bring it back. Hopefully we can have a back-and-forth series here in the grand finals. This is his last chance. It is herO. I want to see some standard goddamn play. Like, he's game 2 he went for the all-in. Game 1 he went for something quirky. Like, I want to see how he can compare to Solar if he did go for a more standard, like, I don't know anymore. I was about to say double Stargate opener, but I'm gonna eat my own words because it's Berlingrad. Like, queen pushes are so good on this map. Like, I don't know.
That's why you need at least 3 Stargate production. No, that's why you normally get either Robos or double down on the static defense.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think herO is going to want to try anything either, considering that Solar's now on match point.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, for reference, we casted Zest versus Biel on this map earlier, and if you recall, that was a series where Zest was focusing on ground toss. He was focusing on a more ground-focused composition, not going for Glaive Adepts or anything like that, opening up with Triple Oracle and going into +1 Blink Stalkers, and having like a solid foundation on the ground to eventually transition to Sky Toss. And that was doing really well, especially on this map, because you need an army early on, like, because of how small this is, because of how short the rush distance is. But herO has other things in store for us. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a very early Robo, to say the least.
Mate, I'm feeling a disruptor job. What are you feeling, mate? What are you feeling?
I mean, it can't be a Colossus drop.
Oh. Okay. War Prism's on the way. There's no Robotics Bay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no Twilight Council either.
Yeah, he's just gonna go across the map with vanilla gateway units.
Huh.
All right. I kind of wanted like Colossus or something, but it's all good. It's all good. Regardless, it's unexpected, you know.
Especially unexpected. It's a double Stargate follow-up. What? I'm used to seeing it be the reverse.
Yeah, this is crazy. He's like juking and jiving with his build, and I kind of like it. Oh, not like this. Not like this. No, herO.
It's only a single stalker, and the Lings get in. They have a perfect scout, and this is where herO cancels a building. Right?
This is where you cancel them. You go into a Twilight Council. You go DTs, mate. Oh god.
Yo, microwave.
Yeah, the War Prism just chilling here. So, what just happened was I loved that herO was trying to deceive his opponent. He opens up with a Robo, he reveals the War Prism, and then Solar's like, oh my god, taken aback. What kind of opener is this? Is it going to be Colossus Drop? Is it going to be like 3 gateways and gateway pressure with this War Prism? We see it was for nothing. Because he wanted to hide the fact that he was going to go into Stargate. But it was all scouted. But, oh my god, but he goes into Phoenixes instead of Void Rays, which is crazy again. But it's gonna get scouted. It's all just getting scouted.
Huh. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words myself. I mean,
Thank God.
Phoenixes in PvC is still... Okay, you can't slip, probably. Phoenixes in PvZ can still be devastating, especially as a harassment tool, and especially if Zerg players going into mutas. But there's nothing really prompting Solar to go that direction. So yeah, it's just odd to say the least.
Like I kind of love this because I feel like I'm watching. Have you seen like it's like the Indiana Jones thing, right? Where herO, he's like flipping, he's doing all these cool tricks with the sword, you know, it's like, and then Indy comes out with a gun and just shoots him in the face. Yep. Like it's cool. Like I really appreciate what hero's doing. Like even after getting scouted, he's like, all right, he cancels the Robo Bay, as you pointed out, right? Like he recognizes that he can't get away with it. So I really like how he's switching up his tech. It's really quirky. But for the most part, Solar's seen everything, so I just that's why
everything.
Yeah, he is.
But maybe seeing is confusing.
Is it?
It is for me. I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at.
We'll see. I mean, the Adepts, they actually do get into the natural base. They're gonna get a couple of kills here. Oh my god, a decent amount actually.
Yeah, he draws already. That's obviously way more than he was able to get in the previous games.
Hey.
A lot more kills. Yeah, this really sort of put a dent in Solar's economy.
I love it. Bring it old school. Like, who goes Phoenixes in PvZ nowadays? No one. No one does this. It's just really... yeah, I just love that he's doing something different. And he's getting damage done, which is so important, right? 16... This is an entire mineral line just died, by the way. 16 drones.
Wow.
Oh.
That's not an insignificant amount. I thought for a second that I saw some corruptors in the production tab, and I actually did.
Yeah, you did.
Thought they were actually roaches.
Oh my god. But yeah, here we go. Like, so the corruptors are out to deal with these Phoenixes. We have Immortals being pumped out behind this with Blink Stalkers on the way. Yeah, we'll see how this interaction goes. Oh god.
Some void rays pop out, but yeah, no void rays. So once again, nothing really pressuring these corruptors.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Phoenixes are getting picked off left and right. I like the cute micro there by Solar. He was trying to caustic spray down the Nexus as best he could, but at least herO was able to keep that alive. It looks like the reign of the Phoenixes has come and gone. At least they did deal some economic damage, and now we have a lot of Immortals, we have Sentries, we're going to have a lot of Stalkers, that ground composition that we were talking about, right? Now herO, he's gotten there. What does Solar have to meet that? Ling Roach Ravager. Okay. Not bad. Uh-oh. Oh god.
Not exactly a hard counter, but not a terrible army composition when you're in a PvC.
And you know what? herO's not turning around. He's going to lose this Nexus, but he doesn't even care because he's here, he's across the map, and he's about to run into a 200 supply army.
That set up atop a ramp in a concave. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I guess you can also say that Roach Ravager is supply inefficient, but I think that's a little bit of a moot point when the army supply eclipses that of the Protoss players. Corruptors now hounding the Warp Prism, but the Corruptors are starting to get thinned out a little.
Yeah, they are starting to get thinned out, but I mean, they're not necessary anymore. Like, there's just barely anything on the ground. The Roach Ravager is just overwhelming the entire Protoss army. There's barely anything left. The War Prism will survive, which is cool and all, but again, what is there left on the ground to deal with Solar? As Solar, he just remaxes behind this.
Just like so. It's been on a comfortable 4 bases for quite some time. He can afford to start trading efficiently now.
He really can. Overcharge is being popped, but there's just barely anything left here for herO. The Roach Ravager doesn't even care. We just start a step forward. GG gets called.
Is that really it?
That's it, mate.
Solar takes the series 3-0. In about 20 minutes. Well, he doesn't like late game. What can he say?
GG, well played. And yes, we had a bit of an unorthodox finals here, which is kind of what we expected. We both came into this being like, hero's not going to go late game against Solar. He's gonna do something different. I expected more like Twilight Council openers, or again like Stargate into Twilight Council, Ducklings Stalkers, more of like this game 3, right? But like the way that he got here in game 3, even the way that he got here was so weird. Going into Phoenixes the way he did, trying to go into like Robotics Bay as well. Like it was crazy. It was very unique. It was wild.
If only it worked out.
Yeah, if only. Again, I appreciate what herO was trying to do. It looked cool. It looked cool.
You could definitely imagine, maybe a little bit of a, what do you call it, cutscene.
Yeah,
Everything that going on, but yeah, math just wasn't quite there for him.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those, like, watching herO play like that, it makes me want to play Protoss because that looked fun. But it wasn't very meta. It's not meta for a reason. Yeah. And it's interesting how herO approached this series, because we were talking about it. This is herO's worst matchup. Like he does struggle, so it does seem like he came at this with a plan, right? He's like he has a certain idea of what he wants to do in every single map, but still looking a little bit unrefined.
I would say that it's interesting looking at how Solar approached playing against herO specifically. Whereas we saw last week against Zest, he's like, you know what? Just throw whatever. Mm-hmm. Hopefully something works, but as long as we don't go into fleet beacons, or as long as we don't go into the late game. But against herO, he's like, yeah, no, I just do my own thing, work on my pushes, and let's go.
Yeah.
I know I can beat him.
I mean, it is like it is Solar kind of playing the player there, right? I think it's very clear. And I see Oz Protoss in the chat, and it's like, mate, if you want to see Protoss win, last week finals, Zest versus Solar. It was the polar opposite of what we just saw here. It was a dominant showing from Zest instead of from Solar. But Zest didn't make it here to the grand finals. He was knocked out in a PvP. We were talking about it. herO, when it comes to his PvP and his PvT, like that is where he excels so much more. And that is where he can find success, and that is where he knocked out last week's champion.
Yeah. I'm sure Solar is that much more grateful to herO for it.
Definitely. So with
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it just hit me. That was our first broadcast of 2022. Yeah. It just hit me once again. Yeah.
There we go. We did it. That's it. That's the first one is in the books for us. The very first ESL Open Cup Asia, and it's great to be back. It's great to be back.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like we'll really be back. When we get back with all of the events that not only do we cast but also organize and whatnot. But yeah, it's always nice to at least have something to cast in a week.
Yes.
They don't get completely mad, shall we say?
Yeah. Everything.
I was gonna say rusty, but then I figured mad would be more dramatic of a word.
You don't want to lose your mind without StarCraft. For those wondering, we're usually casting 5+ events a week here on this channel, but due to the holidays, a lot of them have gone on break. So yeah, we haven't been casting as much for the past couple of weeks, but now we're kind of starting back up again. ESL Asia, we're always going to be here. We're always going to be casting. Our next tournament is going to be before ESL Asia, though. We are going to be covering the Ducklings Showdown. That's very exciting. That is, of course, our annual tournament that we run at the end of every single year. Of course, we're a week into 2022, but we didn't want to clash with Christmas and with New Year's. We wanted to let everyone spend time with their families, as they should.
And as a bonus, that allows our invited players to practice a little bit more, right?
Yes. Exactly, mate, exactly. Hold on, let me just bring up the tweets. It should be a command, but I don't think it is. But yes, Duckling Showdown 2022. We're going to be hosting our very own invitational tournament with all of our pro players, as it is there in the chat. Boom, there it is. So from the land of Australia, we have Oreo and Starduck. From the land of Peru, we have Ryu and Neo. From Brazil, we have Eric. And from the United States of America, we have Patty Mac. It is going to be a single elimination bracket. A lot of matches, a lot of best of fives, a best of 7 finals, and a bunch of interviews as well with the players.
Oh! And get prepared for that.
Hey, get some questions ready, Yaku.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like less than a week away. I should probably get the questions ready.
yeah. I was gonna post a message to you and Steel Molds to try and prepare some things that you want to ask them. I know for a lot of these guys, they haven't been interviewed before. I know they have been interviewed, some of them by DreamHack, but there's not a lot of content out of them. So, you know, it's an opportunity for us to introduce them to our audience, to everyone, and get some backstory.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff.
I said would be the most important, whatchamacallit. It's kind of like having a little bit of a spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? Thrown to one. Yeah. So I want to dig deep. All right, where's my notes?
Oh, God.
Journalism.
Oh, God.
How to interview.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a couple of interviews. We're gonna have winner interviews as well. We'll throw in some silly questions and maybe try and spark some drama between some of the players.
That's what I was thinking of. I was like, what's a silly question I can ask? What's one question I can ask all of them, and also what's a good specific targeted question that I can only ask each one?
Yeah.
It's a unique question.
There should be a nice balance there. There. But yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. Before that, though, before Duckling Showdown, which is going to be on the 8th of January, on the 7th of January, we're also going to be covering the OSC Super Series playoffs.
Ooh.
So we will also be covering that. It is going to be quite early in the morning, but yeah, we're just getting back into casting full force.
Yeah. Might as well come in with the jackhammer. Or the sledgehammer.
What?
Or the axe. Look.
Oh, God. With that, Yaku, mate, how have you been? And where can people find more of you, mate? What's going on in the land of the Zaku?
Rain. Not the player, but, I mean, he's always going down in there. It's been a lot of rain lately. But yes, twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. I sometimes stream, but not this week. The good news is, my internet's stable now. I didn't DC once in this broadcast. The bad news is, I have a packed schedule for the next week. So, yeah, don't expect to stream anytime soon. But if it happens, I'll announce it over at twitter.com at @Yakuzaku. If I forget, !Discord in the chat. As a bot that will announce it.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
If I stream.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, you can follow me as well at @light_VIP. I know I didn't stream over the past week. I've been a little bit lazy with it. I've been just hibernating, enjoying my holidays, and just a lot of sleeping and a lot of just chilling. But I'll eventually get back into some ladder sessions. You can follow that at @light_VIP on Twitch. We like to be chill and have some fun and lose to Protoss time and time again. I think my
need a dojo.
Yeah, I think my ZvP win rate is down to 30%. I think it's God, it's not looking good.
Dude,
but we
need to message Ares to
no
dojo against you.
No, I need to play against a good player.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, God. So, yes, you can follow me there. Otherwise, follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Patreon. Follow us all over the place because we are all over the place. And we'll be back in a couple of days with OSC playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
We'll see you then. In the meantime, give some love to Cats because Cats is trying to grind his way to, I think, top 25 on the NA ladder. So, give him some love. El Pastor. Sí. So we'll see you then. Ciao.
Bella.